Hey guys, RicoRock1 here. Today I'm showcasing this TTX Tech Wave controller for the GameCube. You can get these at Entertainmart, your local retro game stores, or online. They also have the old school variation. I don't have that, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty similar to this. And I'm sure those Chinese ones that you can get on eBay in different assortments of colors are similar to these. I don't know, I haven't really done a test on them. And this is the only one I have, so if you want to do a test for yourself, buy it yourself, and let me know in the comments. Overall, first impressions, this controller I really like. It has a nice feeling face buttons. The shoulder buttons are nice. I don't mind the clicky Z button. The left and right sticks feel very nice. The directional pad is not bad. Then again, the official one is not bad either. I mean, it's not the greatest directional pad, but certainly not the worst. Start button works just fine. And this is your receiver that goes to it. This would light up red when it's connected. It's a bit different than the official Wavebird. Well, I will tell you, it's similar design to the official Wavebird. Here's the official Wavebird for comparison. We'll start with the receivers. As you can see, they look almost very similar. They have similar styling cues, except this one has a channel selector for the Wavebird. This one doesn't. And on the back here, this one takes tri-wing screws, this one takes Phillips. Now, I'll get into the receivers in just a moment. But, controller-wise, they look pretty similar. Again, this one has the channel select, and this one doesn't. Now, compared to an official Wavebird, obviously people are going to say the Wavebird official is the best one, and I'm not going to disagree with them. Mine still works, by the way, although I did have to replace the left stick a few times. The C stick I never had to replace once. Now, compared to the TTX Tech variation, this is not bad. I mean, I've tested a few games with this. I tested Sonic Adventure, Kirby Air Ride, Super Mario Sunshine, and I think, what else? Well, that was about it. I may test more games in the future and do a follow-up video and tell you what I think of the other games. But what can I say? This controller so far, I like it. I like how the buttons feel. They're nice and clicky. I like clicky buttons compared to the... I don't mind the loud noise they make. It makes me think of an arcade fighting stick. So that's got some points in my book. Then you got the regular ones. I mean, these are good. I mean, there are some third-party controls that have bad buttons. I think the Mad Catz have the worst ones, honestly. Because they get stuck. But other than that, back onto the comparison. Both of them take your two AA's. As you can see, these two almost have similar styling cues on the receivers. In fact, you could put the official one here, and you could put the TTX one here. Except the only difference is the TTX Tech one actually fits on the official Wavebird. This one sort of does, doesn't really, but I wouldn't recommend it because you could break the tab off and you don't want to do that. But if you're looking for a cheap alternative to a back, then this is the way to go. Although I would recommend you should have a platinum Wavebird for that. But I think it would look pretty cool with the black back. Or the silver back, if you think about it. So, anyways, I might as well show what it looks like when you have it connected to a GameCube. Here we have my Platinum GameCube. Plug this into player 1, and plug this into player 2. I need to mention a few things. The official one comes in and out easily, as you can see. The other one requires a bit of force, but it works nonetheless. Although I do need to mention this, you may have this problem, you may not. If your receiver comes out, try taking this apart and bending the tabs to your controller plug. I know one guy on YouTube who had the same controller as I did. Don't worry, the controller landed in my lap, so it's alright. The little metal thing that's bent around here to make sure this doesn't pop out was not bent properly, so I had to crack this open and fix that. If you have that problem, take out these two screws here and these two screws right over here. Then pull out the part so you can see the metal piece that needs to be bent. Then you'll see the problem and you'll be able to fix it. If you have that problem, just so you know. The only problem I have is sometimes I have to unplug this receiver to connect to this. It's a minor annoyance, but if it's a major annoyance, I would probably steer away from this and go for like a Rocketfish or a Gigaware, like what I have. In fact, I did a review of this Gigaware a while back, and this is the receiver I use for it. This didn't originally come with this. This is something I bought secondhand, since the official receiver that came with this doesn't really work anymore. It's not a pretty story. So anyway, I'll go ahead and hook this up to my Nintendo Wii and show it in action. Oh, and by the way, another difference between these two is the receiver on the Wavebird lights up green when you press a button. This one lights up when you have the controller connected to this, and it will stay red. So, I'll go ahead and demonstrate it with Super Mario Sunshine and a few other games, so see you then. I got the controller plugged in, and we're going to test it out with a few games. I'm using the Wii because I don't want to risk my files getting corrupted again, even though I lost most of them. But as the saying goes, what do I have currently in my GameCube slot, or Wii slot? Ah, Kirby Air Ride, that's a good one. I'm going to test it out with Super Mario Sunshine first. And that was my phone that went off, lovely. Where did I put Mario Sunshine? Ah, here it is. My GameCube shelf. In goes Sunshine. And let's fire up the controller. One thing I need to mention, this may be a minor gripe for some of you, or a major gripe for some of you, but if your controller is flashing, try turning it off and on several times, or mess with the receiver for the dongle that goes into the controller port. I've got Mario Sunshine in there right now. We're going to test the sensitivity of the L and R buttons. And as you can see, it's flashing right now. Allow me to unplug it. Watch what I do. I'm going to unplug the receiver from my console. There we go. Fixes it. Minor annoyance, but it works nonetheless. Select this file. I hate to admit this, but I cheated by using the action replay. There's a reason for that, because one of the blue coins will crash your game, so I had to for a good reason to get to the perfect ending. Thankfully, they got rid of this problem in the re-release in All-Stars, so I have to give credit to 3D All-Stars for fixing that gripe. The GameCube, whether you play it on a GameCube or a Wii, I don't know if this affects the Dolphin emulator, so I haven't tested the Dolphin emulator because I was never successful at getting that running. So if any of you know how to do that, let me know in the comments. But other than that, let's get right to the point. The potentiometers on the left stick are, well, they're okay. But if you're planning to go tiptoe on some things, it may or may not work. As you can see, he runs abruptly. Let's try the C stick. Okay. Not bad. Testing out the buttons. And watch what happens when I click the left shoulder button. See, it clicks. When you click it, makes your camera center that direction, and Mario tiptoes side to side. You can move the nozzle up and down with the left stick. And the right one, if you press lightly on the R button without clicking it, Mario can spray the nozzle flood around, as you can see. But when you hold it, he locks in to do it. This controller's not that bad. Oh, and by the way, the Z button brings up this menu, in case you were wondering. Yeah, I know. Don't judge me. Before the corruption, I did use the action replay. But to be fair, Sunshine's the weakest link of the three. Now I'm going to switch to another game. I'm going to switch to, I'll decide when I do the jump cut, so see you then.
Alright, I decided on the next game being Super Smash Bros. Melee. And a lot of people are going to come and say, you should do Melee. Okay, okay. We'll do Melee. Uh-oh. This is what I was afraid of. Let's try. Okay. What ended up happening was, I didn't want to do this in two separate parts, but yeah, I had to use my secondary memory card because this one, my 1018 one, is starting to go nuts. When I transfer Melee to here, or stuff from the, I haven't tested with Mario Sunshine, but yeah, it's starting to format on me. That's going to get a separate video, so stay tuned for that. But other than that, all my characters are here, luckily. We'll use Kirby for this test. I really don't want to lose these stages, especially since I've worked hard to get these two. I still need to try to get this one, this one, this one. So, we'll do Fountain of Dreams. I'll test the shoulder buttons. Maybe I should have had player 2. As you can see. Dope. You have to jam the stick to get it to register. I'll try Brawl in a moment to see if it does the same thing. As you can see, I'm light shielding, hard shield, light, hard. Works fine for Melee. I wouldn't recommend this as the main controller. Yeah, you get the idea. I'm going to switch over to Brawl, so see you there. I got Super Smash Bros. Brawl loading, although I need to mention sometimes my copy, it gives me a disk error. So I think it's time to replace my copy with another copy. And now, testing with Smash Bros. Brawl. As you can see, easy fix. It's kind of sensitive in this game, so I gotta warn you that. Yeah, we'll select a random character in this. There we go. And we'll pick... Let's pick Final Destination. It works pretty good for a brawl. Oh good, I got the metal shield. Alright, Latios and Latios. I almost said Lugia by mistake, but it's Latios and Latios. What? Okay, that was weird. I thought I grabbed it. Huh. They made the Super Scope a way better item in Brawl than they did in Melee. Because you can actually run around in that game. Melee, you had to stand in a position. Just testing the buttons in this game. Well, once again, I wouldn't recommend this as a player 1 controller. Alright, that will give you an idea of the TTX Tech controller. I'll go over my final thoughts now. Okay, final thoughts. Do I recommend the Wave Dash controller for the GameCube and Wii? Yes, actually. I give it a 8 out of 10. It's not a bad controller. The only gripes I have with it are the sometimes the receiver will not pick up the controller, but that's an easy fix. You just unplug it and replug it in. The controller is actually very nice, and it takes 2 AA's as opposed to AAA's. So I gotta say TTX Tech is improving over what they've done in the past. I used to have 2 wired TTX Tech controllers, if you remember. I made a couple of videos on why you shouldn't buy them, as well as are they worth it. I want to apologize for that video in the past, but some generic wire and wireless controllers, they actually may be onto something. As long as you know how to swap things, replace the faulty sticks, or mod it, you may have yourself a true bargain. Oh, and what's nice about this controller compared to the old school one, TTX did not put a sticker on any of the screw posts. I had a Super Nintendo TTX Tech controller. I still have it. It's a very nice controller. That had a sticker on it. The GameCube controllers I had TTX Tech stickers on them. I don't have either of those controllers anymore. The first one, which had a very loose stick, I tried swapping the left stick from another controller. Unfortunately, I was bad at soldering at the time, so I don't have that one. And the other one I also tried to fix. Could not fix it, so I couldn't save those 2. I'm pretty sure the ones they have now are more reliable. But I wouldn't say go ahead and run out and grab a wired one. The wireless one is a good one as well. But in conclusion, if you want something that feels and looks a lot like the Wavebird, the TTX Tech, or old school are the way to go. But if you want something that's actually close to it, I would actually go for a GigaWare or a Rocketfish. If you can find those, I would go for those instead. Sure, they may take 2 AAA batteries. The Rocketfish is the same design as this, it's just this one has more buttons because this was designed for GameCube and Wii, just so you know. So anyway, that's my final verdict on the TTX Tech controller. An 8 out of 10, it's not that bad. I've tested it with Smash Bros. Brawl and Melee and even Super Mario Sunshine. I may test more games in the future and then give you an update on what I think of this controller. The only gripe I have is sometimes the receiver will not pick up the controller, but it's an easy fix. Just unplug it and replug it in. And also, if you're going to use AA batteries, may I advise you, don't use generic ones from the dollar store. The Super Heavy Duty Max, those are cheap generic. Go for Duracell or Energizer. I had to swap the 2 because sometimes this controller will not detect these batteries, so I had to swap the 2 and now it picked up very well. Although if you live in another country, you may not have Duracell or Energizer. Go for the high quality brand. If you live in the States, go for the Duracell more power, more energy efficient ones where it gives you extra power or extra life, if you get what I mean. But yeah, so far I'm actually happy with this purchase. I may pick up another one for the black one as a secondary one in case this one breaks. I haven't done a 2-player test on it, but I've been busy with other stuff. Maybe in the future I'll pick up a black one just to see if it does the issue that those cheap Chinese ones do. I don't know if they do or not, so who knows. Anyway, thanks for watching. This is ReekRock2001 signing off. Have a good one.